My next guest reports, the mood within Mar-a-Lago is decidedly grim, unquote. Joining me now, senior political correspondent for Puck, Tara Palmeri. Tara, so good to see you tonight. All right, spill the tea for me. It's Friday night. What is driving this dark mood in Trump world?
I mean, Laura, they just went through a second assassination attempt. Right now, a lot of the staffers and campaign aides, even at the highest level, tell me that they're really focused on their own personal safety at this point. There have been threats of poisoning, obviously the hacks. They're afraid of even being outdoors for rallies. They're afraid of drones above them. There's phishing emails that are constantly going out towards them, people pretending to be journalists that are reaching out. Some of them said they get death threats. Their parents are getting death threats. It's been a summer of violence, essentially. And I think the second assassination attempt made it real for them, that this isn't going away. This is a persistent threat that is going to be part of this election. And at the same time, I mean, they're still in this to win it, right? I mean, we have 7 weeks to go, and they're just trying to figure out which polling they can trust. Can they trust the public polling, the Siena Times polling, which shows Harris and Trump essentially tied, but Harris up maybe 4 points in Pennsylvania, or their own internal pollster, Tony Fabrizio, who is very much, esteemed in the polling profession, but he has numbers that are much rosier for Trump. His numbers show them up nationally and in the swing states. And if you look at his numbers, it would seem to suggest that Donald Trump shouldn't debate again, right? That's the calculation that they've made. But a lot of people are still wondering if they can really trust those numbers when public polling is showing a much tighter race and Harris starting to rise above Trump, above the margin of error in some polling. So
it's pretty striking.
The debate going on right now is one of them. Yeah. There's a lot of anxiety, definitely.
The way you describe it, from the assassination attempts to how you read the polls and the tea leaves, is the bane of existence for every strategist. And of course, then there's the polling, and then there's the ultimate poll, the actual ballot box, and the voter turnout operation. I mean, one Trump campaign source told you, quote, "We are totally effed in the field. Whoever takes over the Southwest states has to start from scratch, and it's nearly effing October." So why is the campaign stuck in this predicament in the first place?
Well, the campaign decided to take a pretty big gamble. They decided when they took over the RNC to basically dismantle its ground operation and to outsource all of its ground operations, like it's get out the votes, it's canvassing, it's digital, it's data accrual, like a lot of the basic campaign operations to major super PACs like Elon Musk's super PAC, okay? And so they're basically allowing outside groups to do the main work that a campaign would do. So they're trusting them to do that. And they did that because the FEC changed the rule recently that allows them to coordinate a little bit more with super PACs than they were allowed to in the past. The problem is that they have no control over what these super PACs do. And in the case of Elon Musk, he hired all of DeSantis's former staffers to run his super PAC. These were the same people who created Ron DeSantis's major Never Back Down super PAC, the largest super PAC in history, $130 million spent basically on Iowa alone, $6,700 spent per vote. And he still came in 30 points below Donald Trump. And they're thinking to themselves, why do we have these people coming on when they did so miserably, when they did such a terrible job for the DeSantis team? And the problem right now, too, is that they are firing a lot of the groups that have been on the ground already and replacing them. And a lot of people are worried that to, fire canvassing firms that are in battleground states like Arizona and Nevada in September and August. I mean, it takes a long time to hire people. It's like an HR nightmare just to get people back out there, knocking on doors, doing the get out the vote. And so it was a big risk. We'll never know if it worked until after the election.
We certainly won't. Either it's the best gamble or the worst mistake. Tara Palmeri, thank you so much.